welcome. I'm Irpi Vorne and I come from Natural Resources Institute, Finland. So I'm telling a little bit about the user manual where we collected the legislation from every country and European legislation, and also some technological data is there available. But first, I'm going to tell you about a little bit background and okay. So a little bit about Baltic Sea. Baltic Sea is one of the world's largest brackish water bodies in the world. And it's almost entirely landlocked, and the water exchange is very limited. And catchment area is more than 4 times larger than water surface. So it's very special sea in geographical, oceanographic and climatological characteristics. And more than 85 million people live around the Baltic Sea. And the problem is a little bit that it's shallow than 30 meters, giving the sea a small total water volume in comparison to its surface area. So because of this one, we have a problem, and it's the eutrophication, and it's the main threats to biodiversity of the Baltic Sea, and it's caused by excessive inputs of nutrients, and it causes elevated levels of algal and plant growth, increased turbidity, oxygen dissociation, and changes in species composition and the algal blooms. And if we look back into 2016, we had cyanobacteria visible during the 3 months. And it caused an oxygen dead zone, and in that area organisms cannot survive. And now HELCOM is doing so that these cyanobacterial blooms can be used as indicators to show the state of the Baltic Sea according to European Union Marine Strategy Framework Directive. So if we look where this nitrogen and phosphorus is coming, so in nitrogen 30% is coming from Poland, and then the other countries, and phosphorus is also the biggest part is coming from Poland. And according to HELCOM, what is estimated that we have to get a good status to Baltic Sea, and then we should lower the input of nitrogen and phosphorus to sea. And the reductions should be 15,000 tons of phosphorus and 135,000 tons of nitrogen. That is required to reach that clear water objective. And these pictures, you can see that which sources the nitrogen and phosphorus is coming. So in the first pictures is the phosphorus, and the right one, the nitrogen lotion. So of course there is always the natural background, and then is this diffuse load which is caused by agriculture and these sources in scattered dwellings. And then there is the point sources in red one, and those are those municipal wastewater treatment plants, as an example. And in Latvia and Lithuania, there is this transboundary load, and a lot of unspecified sources from Russia. And if we look more closely, you can see the yellow part of it's the scattered dwellings. So it's the source. There's the agricultural road in the orange one. So the scattered dwellings load is coming. It's the part of what we are looking now. So if you were thinking that the amount of yellow is not the big one, but if you think about the amount of people which are living in these scattered dwellings in Estonia, Finland, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland and Sweden, it's totally over 18.5 million people. And if we lack the proper wastewater treatment systems, you can imagine we have a problem. Because compared to municipal bigger wastewater treatment plants, we are having 6 to 8 times more phosphorus and nutrients to environment. So what the European Union legislation says, it's trying to protect our seas and water bodies in the EU. So the biggest one is this Water Framework Directive, and it was published in 2000, and it's the main thing was to get the good status of all water bodies in the area of the EU by 2015. So you can understand that we haven't achieved that one. Of course, then we have the Urban Wastewater Treatment Directive, and it's about wastewater treatment in municipal area. But there is also what is related to scattered dwellings is the treatment of sludge. And the Waste Framework Directive is related, and Nitrates Directive is trying to mainly lower the nitrogen load to Baltic Sea from the agricultural source. And a few more. There is the protection of the environment, and in particular of the soil when solid sludge is used in agriculture, and construction regulation and marine strategic framework directive, which aims is to achieve good environmental status by EU marine waters by 2020. So if we think all this EU legislation, we have really good trying to protect our water bodies with these legislations. And then we have this HELCOM, Baltic Sea Action Plan, HELCOM work, and it's trying to put this EU legislation and giving instruction how to implement those laws in nationally. So all the surrounding countries of the Baltic Sea has signed these Baltic Sea action plans, and they have promised to reduce the phosphorus and nitrogen loads. And this HELCOM recommendation 28E6 is related to wastewater treatment in scattered dwellings area. So these recommendations are calculated by HELCOM, and those are really high, those phosphorus and nitrogen reduction, what is needed so that we can have those clear waters in the area of the EU. And HELCOM has also calculated that how much it affects in that source where the nitrogen and phosphorus is coming to environment, and what kind of retention to Baltic Sea is caused if we so there is that if the reduction can be assumed the benefit water courses if 2 of 3 of the population on the third of the population is using the wastewater treatment, on-site wastewater treatment. So if we don't want to think about Baltic Sea, you can see that it's very important to your own environment to protect that one too. And then in the EU area we have a lot of cooperation and agreements. We have the blueprint, river-based management plans, and transboundary water cooperation in these countries. And the status of implementation of Water Framework Directive, it's looking right good in this map. What is in EU pages? In the green one is where the second river-based management plan is adopted already. But when I look at it completely, it shows that Lithuania and Sweden is not completed yet. I don't know the reason. Maybe someone can tell me a little bit more about that one. But the management cycles is 2016 to 2021, and the next phase is 2021 to 2026. And the challenge in this area is, of course, these international river basins. It causes a lot of problems to some countries. And if we look more closely at this national legislation, what we are looking in this village for the projects is those areas where amount of people is under 2,000. And it seems that only in Finland and Sweden we have legislation those to scattered dwellings area about the purification efficiency. So this is the problem, because we all know if we don't have legislation, nothing happens. And what European Union auditor says that these surrounding countries or some European Union countries, they lack ambition to focus the basic measures for implementing EU directives in relation to specific activities causing nutrient pollutions. So we are not thinking the real actions and the real sources, and we are just fighting the small things. And now, what we should do in this scattered dwellings area? We have a lot of different wastewater treatment possibilities available on the market. Which one I should choose, or which is economically possible or is suitable to my location? I'm sorry, I can't answer to that one yet. But in this village for the project we are doing this application where you can choose some parameters and try to find the perfect solution for you. And there is also talk about these environmental and economical and social point of view. So these applications is promised to be available when?
At least 18th of February 2019.
Okay, so you had a little bit wait. But some of those wastewater treatment plants and those techniques what we already covered is found in the user manual. And user manual is available in our webpage under VillageWaters data. And the application to choose the perfect technique will be published in these pages in 2019 February. So, thank you.
Thank you. Questions to Virpi?
You have certain legal requirements regarding these small wastewater treatment facilities for removal of nutrients.
Yeah.
But how these implementation of these requirements are actually controlled, and who is responsible for the control of these small wastewater treatment facilities? I mean, including private households, etc.
In my mind, I don't know the exact answer. In my mind, every nation is should do that. So it's EU legislation. It's in this European Water Framework Directive. It says that every country should do the implementation. But you asked about the smaller.
The small one.
Yes.
The small one. There are no requirements in Estonia.
Loretta, do you know the answer?
Yeah, I can. Thank you for your question. This is a very good question, and we are going to continue this discussion in our panel discussion. But answering right now on your question, at the moment, every of our project countries and actually all of EU countries can implement requirements for big agglomerations. And I can answer from situation in Latvia that at present, wastewater treatment plants with capacity more as 20 cubic meters per day is very good control and everything is okay with this. But at the moment, we have around 750 settlements, smaller as 2,000 population equivalents, and actually at the moment, this treatment of this sewage waters only basic parameters, VOD, COD, and suspended solids, which is required by urban wastewater directive, is treated, and eutrophication causing parameters, total phosphorus, total nitrogen, isn't limited. And the same situation is in every other project countries, and that is a challenge for our project, and that is challenge for our and task for our project to look for these solutions, how to cost-effective treat these nutrients, also for small wastewater treatment plants with small capacities. Do I answer your question?
Thank you. I think so that we need to go early.